Speaker, I rise to give support to the bill and, of course, to thank the learned Attorney General for delivering on this particular important piece of legislation. And indeed, as was said before, it falls within the regime that we are attempting to do. And I said in my opening commentary on the first bill, it was part of our fulfillment of our good governance agenda, and that we will always stand on the side of law and order. Here we are, Mr. Speaker, on this very significant piece of legislation, and I want to say how disappointed I am, Mr. Speaker, that on this significant piece of bill that is helping to protect the reputation of St. Kitts and Nevis, enhance the legislative armor to help us combat all forms of illicit activities. The singular input of the member for number 6 is to take us back to his past, Mr. Speaker. I find it objectionable that the member for number 6, who for many years had been at the forefront of efforts to attempt to deal with these kinds of issues of international importance, would only muster a single question, and it was an incomplete question, and it was an irrelevant question in my view. We had a debate in December. Why is he taking us back there to talk about pay for peace, Mr. Speaker? We settled that in December. Indeed, it was his trump card for destabilizing the country. And on the 5th of June 2020, the people answered with respect to that and rejected him. Rejected him.
Order, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister, the member for number 7, must take back his statement about I trying to destabilize the country. That is not accepted. I am not destabilizing the country at all by asking simple questions which I'm entitled to ask.
Honourable member for number 6, I consider that just a harsh criticism.
Mr. Speaker, with respect.
This is, honourable member, this is politics. If someone accuses a member of saying things to destabilize.
But what proof does he have to say that?
It's just an opinion. I take it as just a harsh,
just an opinion.
A harsh opinion.
All right, okay.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, and you see even now this point of order, same old behavior. Same behavior that the electorate of St. Kitts and Nevis considered and weighed in the balance. And when they had an opportunity to make a judicious selection about who should govern the country, they rejected that behavior. Today it is the same old program of cunning deceit, same old program of misinformation. And the lone other elected member out there must have been surprised as the entire country. I want to make just one question. I have on an important matter. So urgent was the question that even before the bill was seconded, he was ready to ask one question. Everybody was surprised. Pay for peace, that the NHSA. I want to ask about pay for fees, $43 million. The honourable member for number 8 pulls up the budget which we went back to. Why is it each time there cannot be consistency from the member of number 6? The member for number 5 last budget led the rebuttal and decide with respect to his own presentation. No 43 million anywhere in any books. And even when you try to educate him and inform him, because the mission is not truth, because the mission is one of destabilization, because the mission is to create angst in the society. He doesn't want to hear the truth. He will keep repeating the untruth. That is what he's doing. Keep repeating the untruth. Long settled, Mr. Speaker. That is what we are talking about, Mr. Speaker. And I am saying that this behavior not going to bring any voters. So we could well say the opposition is dead. Long live the dead opposition. And that is what he has brought the party to. And members who are sensible should begin to make the quick march and let him be isolated. That is what we are dealing about. Serious issues. How could that get us back there? Anybody see the link? Anybody sees the link other than the member for number 6 who must take us back to the damaged past? Because when he raised that, I wondered. The first time I saw the phraseology of illicit actors was in May 2014, when the FinCEN advisory came by the U.S. Treasury and condemned St. Kitts and Nevis under his leadership. And what was the condemnation of the most powerful country in the world? Under the Douglas administration, he allowed, Mr. Speaker, illicit actors. This is what we are attempting to deal with today. And his only contribution was one question of mischief. How did we get there? 2014. FinCEN advisory, FIN, FIN, -2004-A004. 20th of May 2014. That was when they issued that indictment and created calamity for financial institutions, threatened our correspondent banking relationship, increased the cost of borrowing for St. Kitts and Nevis under his watch. And the only experience and point that he could make is to talk about some peace. Talk how we got there, who were the illicit actors way back then. Come over and tell us about it, Mr. Speaker. We are talking about the future. Clearly you are not going to be relevant to that. Clearly you are not going to make a contribution to the stronger and safer future which the legislative agenda today is attempting to deliver. And even the irrelevant reference to the peace. What is a peace attempting to do? Oh, beautiful peace, man, is to create a better future for every citizen and resident to seek legitimate activity, not criminal activity. Engage in legitimate activity going forward. That is what we do. What can we do to the past? The past is already the curse. The curse of 20 years of your misadministration. The past is already gone. Only the future. Only the future the people of St. Kitts and Nevis can consecrate. And I beg of you, in the waning moments of your leadership of the once great party, to be part of the consecration of a good future, better and stronger for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, better and stronger for those who were left behind under your administration and resorted to acts which they now regret. Embrace them, because under the path to Damascus, so many things can happen. A moment of revelation has come, and they are attempting to move forward. Give them a chance. You have had your time. Your time has ended. It is now time for a new redemption song and a new story to come that enlightens the way for the generations coming after us, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, With all that has been done today, I am certain that our agenda today is going to help. Help take St. Kitts and Nevis to the better and stronger future that we promise and we are committed to. And I again would ask, as we would ask in every matter of urgent national importance, that those opposite don't always look to the political response. It clearly will be difficult for them to come with a political response because their pasts have been condemned. And it will not be an occasion, Mr. Speaker, when we should have to want to go back there. I don't like talk about FinCEN advisory, but that was when I hear about illicit activities and actors. That was you. I don't like go back to December of 2014 when under the watch of the member for number 6, the Canadian government brought a sudden unceremonious end to visa-free access for citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, which they had enjoyed for generations before the member for number 6, Mr. Speaker. We join it, Mr. Speaker. We said that this would be our foreign affairs priority, withdrawn, much to the inconvenience of our people. It is part of the history. That history is part of the curse of his leadership. I don't like going back to it. No, because for me it is the future that matters. It is the future that we and I, as Prime Minister, been working hard to deliver. And then the nonsense. Oh, you know, it was on the Minister of National Security. You know, under the Prime. So what is that? Same program. Same minister responsible for national security. Same minister is the Prime Minister. What is that? What anxiety could there be about that? Irrelevance in the tale. Because underneath it is a plan. Same old cunning deceit to sway somebody who have long stopped listening. Country will do well to ignore. Same old behavior. Same old leader. Same old philosophy of destabilization in opposition that has no relevance to the modern democratic order. With those few words, Mr. Speaker, that I had moved to intervene. Didn't intend to speak on this bill. Ask the Honorable Attorney General to take this bill, lead it through safely, because I have every confidence in him as the author of the bill. And as my teacher, I have a sense of his measure. And we were to go along this road, unwillingly along that road. Unless some be mistaken, there was an absolute need to correct the record, because even when I stood on a point of order to attempt to bring calm, to bring sanity, to bring relevance to the contribution, the member for number 6 can be very stubborn. That is why he's still there. Very stubborn. And he stubbornly refused to take the point of order. Member for number 8, welcome me over. He's a man good and mighty. Pull up the budget. Nothing there, no 43 million exists, except in the vanity of the mind of the member opposite. So may the good works continue to prevail, and may the member for number 6 continue to enjoy the peace and safety and prosperity which my administration has been delivering and will continue to deliver in the future. To God we give the glory. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.